All right, welcome everybody to episode 5 of the Pickleball Wisdom and Wellness podcast. Today, I have the amazingly awesome Aussie, Andre Mick.
What's going on, guys?
Dre, so good to have you here, buddy. And Dre is a top pickleball pro who has had a lot of success recently, especially on the APP tour. And he's a good buddy of mine. He's just a high vibe guy, brings the energy, brings the passion, and always love seeing him at tournaments. And today we get to pick his brain a little bit about stuff that he's learned on his pickleball journey and just talk a little bit about MLP and some fun things that are coming to the pickle sphere. So, Dre, can you first tell us your story of how you came onto the scene?
Yeah, I mean, it was 2020,
Okay.
COVID, and I think my buddy and his dad was really into it. They call him the cheese. He was like, "Hey, let's play some pickle." So I played a little bit with him, and he's like, "This sport's gonna be huge." I'm like, "Okay, we'll see." And then at my club, because COVID was going on, my club was hosting a tournament, and my boss wanted me and my other buddy to play in it, and we were like, but we haven't really played that much. So we ended up playing in the tournament. We played against Grant Johnston,
Oh, nice. Yeah, I know
yeah.
Grant. Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, there's a U.S. Open for this and everything like that. And we're just like, no way, this sport is a U.S. Open. So we're like, let's try and train and play, and one day we'll play in the U.S. Open. And actually did that. That was cool this year, and
Nice.
ever since then, it's just been like steadily like playing more and more and more. And then obviously this year has just taken off a lot. So
Cool. So, what sparked your interest to really take it serious as like a professional sport? Was it you played that first tournament, you're like, okay, I can compete, like I should send this and just travel and do it, or how did it come to be for you?
honestly, it took a while, dude. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I was struggling for my first 2 years, like playing and traveling all around. Like I'm
Yeah.
leaving the time, and I was going to and out a lot of tournaments. Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
went in tournaments where it was like eight losses in a row, and I was
Uh,
like
yeah.
training, and I
Mm.
spoke to a few people. One of them, like Scott Golden.
Yeah, I love Scott.
Yeah, I spoke to Scott, and I was telling him like, I don't know how much I can do this, and he's like, look, he's like, this is an investment in yourself and the sport and the future of the sport. He's like, don't worry about what's happening now. Just keep trying to play, get better, all that. And I was like, I really took it, serious what he said. And I was like, let's just keep training, keep playing, wait your turn, see what happens. And I did that. And then I think what really made me take it serious this year was like MLP.
Yeah.
I just got so jealous last year. Like
Mm.
everyone was playing it, and I was just like, I want to be in that. I didn't think
Yeah.
in this year at all, but um, it did, and just everything that's kind of happened in the sport, just getting bigger. I was like,
Yeah.
but it's never been, as you said, like, oh wait, I can do this, I can compete. It's just been like I've just been obsessed since day one of just playing the game, and I just like the lifestyle, like getting healthy and stuff like that, being
Yeah.
able to play as much as I am now. I played tennis at a high level as a junior and in college, and then I kind of like took a back seat with my fitness, my health, and then as soon
Mm.
as pickleball started, I was like, oh wow, like I can eat healthy, I can
Yeah.
not go out as much and stuff like that, and it just kind of turned it around a little bit for me for sure.
That's so cool. So, over the course of like your pro career, that's amazing that it helped you kind of like get back to those like healthy habits. What have been some of the big wins for you that you've made like an adjustment from when you first started playing to now and that you've seen the result in your performance just go through the roof?
Um, I mean, on court, I would say one of the biggest things that I used to do a lot of was I would just play, you know, instead of drill. And I think drilling a lot, even as I said before, like I'm drilling with, a 4-0 for 2 hours and hitting 5,000 backhand cross court digs. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's, and I'm working on specific shots. Like, and then I would go to a tournament, figure out 2 or 3 shots that needed to be worked on, come back home and do that. Like that was on court the biggest thing, but
Mm.
the the last year, the biggest two things for me have been, getting my body right.
Yeah,
Started seeing a PT, Orthosport HQ. Shout out to them. They've been helping
nice.
me. I go in there weekly. They kind of help me. I've got some hip problems. They help me with that. Back problems. They help me with that. So staying healthy that way. And then the biggest thing was physically was starting like weightlifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helped my hip problems like crazy. Hartman, I actually like I'm paying for this guy who just does it online, virtual for me,
Okay.
and he just as soon as I started working with him, he does like wrestlers, I think, and he said like, a lot of them have got like torn hip labrums and stuff like that, and
Wow.
he's helped them a lot. And as soon as I started working with him, I'm like feel like the healthiest I've ever felt,
Yeah.
So that definitely. And then, uh, I mean, I started watching tape this year, so
Nice. Big. That's
and
big.
that, and that's big. Do you watch tape?
Yeah, yeah, I do. It's been super helpful. I want to watch more of it, but it's hard because I know you're not always on center court. You don't always record your own matches, but I love to go back and watch those live stream matches and just pick the game apart.
Or just like I watch a lot of like every week, like the finals or something like that.
Yeah,
Whoever's
yeah, just watching more pickleball. Yeah, yeah.
watch Ben, like Ben's the best
Yeah.
guy. It's incredible. If you can try to look like Ben out there, and it doesn't always work out like that, but if you can try and look like Ben, it's
Yeah. You're
I would
probably doing something right. Yeah.
probably doing something right. But like any little thing you can pick up on through tape, and just all those little things, like gradually picking up on some things over the past year, that's kind of helped, I would say.
That's such a good point. I think for our audience here, one of the main things to look at is you don't have to only watch yourself, like you're saying. You can watch people who are experts like Ben, but also experts at specific shots. So maybe if you're trying to work on your backhand roll, maybe you look at Ben or JW. Maybe if
Mm.
you want to watch somebody with a sick serve, you look at Dre and his Pro XR paddle and
It
dips
probably
like crazy amount of reps, or if you're looking at somebody with an amazing two-handed backhand, you look at Connor Garnett. So there's all these different people that have specific strengths. And if it's a weak part in your game, you can look to emulate them and watch film on specific techniques and what they're doing. And obviously, nothing beats the standard in-person coaching like you're talking about, but it's also cool because like you're doing, and like I have clients that are virtual as well. I think it's really helpful to have a coach who is a strength coach, could be a mental performance coach, it could be a PT, but just somebody who's kind of overlooking your regimen and your protocols and can also just tailor your regimen depending on when you have tournaments and just different stresses that are in your life. You have to kind of auto regulate things. You can't always just have a cookie cutter thing because life isn't that simple. Things happen, family, relationships, work. So you have to have somebody in your corner. I think everybody needs a coach. Even coaches have coaches, and I think that's something that everybody could benefit from for sure.
definitely. I agree 100% on that one.
Yeah. So as far as your success recently, and obviously you paid your dues, and I feel like I paid my dues the first year of playing. I had a couple tournaments where I was like 0-2, you're super bummed, but it almost fires you up. It can either make you kind of lay down and quit, or it's like, no, like I'm there. I just need to work a little bit harder. I need to get back in the lab. So now that you've climbed the ladder to such a high level and you're feeling good and you just got drafted, what do you think have been some of the biggest contributors to your recent success? Do you think it was just time and the patience that you had and the persistence? I mean, obviously you show tenacity in the way that you play and the way that you train, but what do you think it's been for you personally that's taken you from going 0-2 to, let's say, winning tournaments, medaling consistently?
Um, I think I was trying to play a different, I would say, brand of pickleball,
Okay.
last year, and I kind of figured out how I want to play the game, which
Okay.
is upbeat, aggressive style.
Yeah.
That only happened like out of nowhere. I just was like,
Hmm.
"Okay, I'm just gonna try and play a little bit more aggressive here,
Yeah.
uh, and see if it works." And it did. And then I started, mentally, the biggest thing for me was um, trying to get some breakthrough wins, and then once you finally do, you know, it definitely helps you mentally a lot. So
For sure.
once I got a couple of those, I think I trusted myself a little bit more,
Yep.
and that's all you need. Realistically, a lot of the game is mental. We all know how to hit the shots.
Yeah.
Realistically, we all know how to hit a back ending. What's stopping you from missing a back ending?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something just in your head.
Yeah.
And I think I read, a few books that helped me with that,
Mm,
on like the mental side of things. And
nice.
I think I'm the same player as I was at the start of the year, maybe a hair better just from playing so much more.
Sure.
Mentally, I definitely was a mental midget at the start of the year. Yeah, and just working on that side of things, which people don't realize. There is much more to work on than just your game. I mean, we just spoke about it, mental, physical. There's so much more to work on. That if you break down this part of your game, this part of your game, this part of your game, if you bring that all together, then you'll just see a lot of success. So
Yeah.
I think that bringing everything together this year and finding myself a bit more, that like
Mhm.
completely changed the game for me.
That's huge. It's just like you're saying, it's confidence, it's trusting yourself and trusting your shots. You know what to do. It's just about executing and believing that you can do it. And I think
I see that.
yeah,
You're a big believer, guy, so I love it.
dude, that's it. It's all about the belief in yourself, man. It's like but the training and the reps that you're getting when you're practicing can help you transition that into when you're playing. So
This
just gotta get the reps. Oh, we got a guest here. Who's this?
he just sorry.
Aw,
This is Archie. Look,
Archie. Hey, Archie. Everybody say hi to Archie.
he's camera shy right now.
Dre's
But
mascot.
sorry, he literally just
Archie needs a panda costume, which is what we're gonna talk about next. All right, dude. How do the pandas stack up against the rest of the competition for MLP Atlanta? How are they looking? I haven't looked at all the pools yet, but how do the pandas stack up?
sleepers, man. I think people are
Sleepers?
sleeping.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, I think that we have a really good team. Um, Ryler and I, on paper, are a sick team,
Yeah.
and we played the last two tournaments together. We actually played three tournaments. You were there at Gamma.
Yeah, Emma
We
was the first. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was time playing each other with each other. And then we had a shaky two APP tournaments, which was just us figuring shit out.
Yeah, you got figured stuff out. Yeah.
And I think moving forward into what is it, next week already in a few days, we're definitely a dangerous team for sure. I love playing with lefties too.
Yeah.
And women are sick. We have Bobby, who is just unreal.
I love Bobby. Shout out to Bobby.
Massive skill in pickleball. And then we have Martina as well, who like didn't she get silver with Sobek in mixed
I think Martinez has been doing well recently. Yeah, I didn't know if she got in the last tournament, in the last APP.
in Philly.
Oh, in Philly? I didn't even look at the results. Wow.
Yeah. You went there, dude. You've been out for a while
I
now.
don't know. I'll make a return.
But I think our team, look, every team is good. I
Yeah.
looked at the team. I'm like, there are no, that weak spots realistically. But I do think that Ryler's been there before. You
Yeah.
know, he, they won it last year.
They won the
And
super final. Yeah, they won the super final. Yeah.
before. So I think that we have a good team, and we'll bring it out kind of first thing 9 a.m. Thursday morning against Stefan and
Oh, the fives. Oh,
yeah,
nice.
APP boys playing each other first round. I think
That's
so.
gonna be a fiery matchup. I like it.
I know. So I'm just pumped for it. I think the girls are going to do really well too. So super
Yeah.
pumped.
Sweet. All right. Go Pandas. All right, for the last portion here, got a couple of rapid fire questions. So these are just random topics I thought of, and you're just gonna say the first thing that comes to mind. Ready?
All right.
One word to describe our boy CJ Klinger, aka the kid. One word. How do you describe him in one word?
Hilarious,
He's
dude.
hilarious, dude. I love him.
He's little side quotes that he says when he's walking back, man. They
I know.
fire me
I
so
know. He gets hype. Shout out to CJ Klinger. Good
yeah,
love to see him and the Hard Eights do well in MLP.
for sure.
What's your favorite type of music or favorite artist right now?
Favorite music would be probably like punk rock, kind of like that.
Okay, definitely punk rock guy. All right, I could see that.
Yeah.
All right,
I,
who's your football team right now?
football, Cleveland Browns, baby.
Oh, it's the Browns.
Browns, go Brownies. We won.
Are they looking good this year or what? It's been dismal for them lately.
Beat Joe Burrow last week, so we're thinking,
Okay.
okay, we got Deshaun Watson. I don't know about that, but I think they're gonna be all right.
Okay. All right, and last one, most important, are you still single?
You get me on this every time, dude. You
Yeah.
get me every time. Yeah, yes, I am.
How? All right, ladies out there, he's on the market. Andre Mick, still single somehow. I don't understand it, but Dre, in all seriousness, thank you for coming on and sharing your wisdom.
Well,
And we're cheering for you for MLP. I'll have fun watching you,
thank-
and I hope to see you out on the tour soon, homie.
of course, man. Appreciate it, brother.